on. Res, let's talk about the friend slop genre.
Really, we have to talk about one of the first ones that got it all started, which would be Gary's Mod. If you're one of the OG gamers from the start of the digital gaming era, uh, especially one of the PC gamers, you'll remember Gary's Mod being one of the first games you could hop on, play with your friends, and just the overall vibe of the game was that friendly vibe of just being able to hop on, create content, and do what you want to do. And I really think we have seen the rise of friends from the OG Gary's Mod. I think they really helped expand the genre to the point it is. I don't know about you, but me personally, I wasn't a PC gamer back in the day. I didn't get much Gary's Mod in. I don't know if you used to watch any Gary's Mod videos, but I'm sure you know how it was back in the day. You just had to soak it in for what it was, and a lot of games have really been able to hit on what Gary's Mod did so well back in the day.
I like you starting with talking about Gary's Mod and kind of talking about how they were the OG friend slop and introduced us into this genre. I remember back in the day, didn't really play too much PC back in the day, so I didn't get to play Gary's Mod myself, but I would love watching all the different modded games. I remember watching like Prop Hunt specifically. Things like that were really fun to watch on Gary's Mod, and you could just see everyone having fun with their friends, YouTubers creating content off of it, and it was just a good vibe.
Definitely agree with you. I think Gary's Mod definitely helped lead to what we see a lot nowadays, especially with like when we look at other games like Peak or RV There Yet, Schedule 1. We talked about Schedule 1 in our last episode. Don't forget to check it out, y'all. Phasmophobia. When you look at those kind of games, a lot of them really drew upon a lot of what Gary's Mod did so well, and you see that content friendly game where you're able to hop in, and it's a game that the devs put their time into, that they cared about. It might not be the most polished game, but that kind of is what adds to the allure of the game, is that it's not polished. Kind of gives it personality, not being so polished. What do you think about that, Dom?
Yeah, I think seeing a lot of games like Peak, you mentioned Phasmophobia in this friend slop genre, a big part of what's helped these games not only do well is playing with your friends, but what's helped them do well is the marketing side. And these games are getting a lot of marketing exposure, and a lot of people playing their games and creating content from these games. If you go on TikTok, Instagram Reels, sometimes I'm scrolling on there and you see lots of clips from people playing with their friends or creators collabing with other creators on Peak, on Phasmophobia. Another good example is REPO. A lot of these horror friend slop games, or not even just horror, but friend slop in general games, allow you to play with friends and have funny moments, and these funny moments are good clips that end up pushing the game even more marketing wise.
Completely agree with you, bro. I know we mentioned Phasmophobia before, and I really think Phasmophobia did a perfect job of that. It's a little older game now, or starting to get there, but people are still playing it, and it's one of those games where it's supposed to be a scary game or a horror game, but the horror actually comes from the content created from your friends. It's not from the content that's already in the game, and I think that's a really cool aspect that they were able to hit on. A lot of these games are able to be highlighted from content creators being themselves and employing a role-playing aspect into their content. And as Dom hit upon, it definitely helps with the marketability of the games.
Yeah. Have you heard of Mimic? It's a new game that came out. Okay.
I have.
What?
Mimic actually looks really interesting.
I don't know if it's technically friend slot, but you're supposed to play it with a friend, and then an AI mimics your friends, and you have to try to see which one is the AI or not real and which one is actually your friends. The clips I've seen are very interesting, and it looks like another good friend slop game, although the concept I feel like is unique enough where I wouldn't call it a friend slop, but it's definitely in that same genre. You play with friends, you have fun, you're like, wait, is this actually my friend I'm talking to, or is this an AI?
Completely agree with you. It does look interesting. Definitely seen some clips where they're able to recreate voice lines that a player hasn't even said yet in game, which is absolutely insane to think of how far AI is coming already.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought too, hearing the Mimic like AI speak. It doesn't sound like a ChatGPT clone or whatever. It sounds very real, and it sounds and speaks with the same dialects and I guess like voice imitations that real people speak with. So that's kind of scary.
The same cadence.
Yeah, exactly. The same cadence, the same words, the same phrases. It doesn't seem like AI, I feel like nowadays we're all used to reading AI stuff. We can kind of decipher it immediately. One thing for me I feel like sticks out with AI is I'll hear someone on Twitter, for instance, they'll reply, you know, it's not X, it's Y, or they'll say it's not this, it's something else, or they'll try to use the same sort of sentence structure on every single tweet, on every single reply with AI, so you can kind of decipher AI stuff. The Mimic game, they did a good job. Whoever worked with the AI for them, because it is very realistic, and I just wanted to give them a quick shout out because the content and the clips I'm seeing makes the game